Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy.
That no such incident occurred. If at all there was a case of human trafficking of minors, the buses, the drivers, and the crew would now have been arrested, facing human trafficking charges as guided by the Trafficking in Persons legislation common to both jurisdictions, in line with our regional and international obligations.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Nengi Mangwanane Makasiba here at Takasiba. We're going back to Zimbabwe, and I did cover this issue. I told you guys when I covered this 42 buses, 443 children trying to cross the border of South Africa. I told you guys, Kemaka. I told you it cannot be true. I even contacted some friends in Zimbabwe. I said, is it possible that Zimbabweans are this careless that they can send minors under the age of 8 in a bus, unsupervised, with adults again? People who unsupervised. Let me use the unsupervised. I'm looking for a word. Type it on the comment section to help me. Yes. Guidance, that's the word I'm looking for. Without any guidance and, crossing the border, and South African border management saying, no, we interceded 42 buses. And I asked you guys, do you know what on earth is 42 buses? I told you guys, it's impossible. I don't think it's possible that they say this. Now, the Zimbabwean government has come out to respond to the South African government to say, no, listen, show us proof of this thing. Show us proof of these 42 buses. Where are these 443 minors? We didn't get anything. No buses were sent back to our depot. Listen to what he said.
Of 42 buses at Bedbridge, port of entry, transporting 443 unaccompanied children under the age of 8. We have noted with concern media statements attributed to the Minister of Home Affairs, Republic of South Africa, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, alleging that 42 buses carrying 443 unaccompanied minors were intercepted at Bedbridge border post on the South African side. We wish to categorically state that no such incident occurred. If at all there was a case of human trafficking of minors, the buses, the drivers, and the crew would now have been arrested, facing human trafficking charges as guided by the Trafficking in Persons legislation common to both jurisdictions, in line with our regional and international obligations. To date, Bedbridge border post has no record whatsoever of any 42 buses denied entry into South Africa or 443 minors intercepted or handed over to Zimbabwe authorities. If there's any information to the contrary, we hope to be advised through the well-established communication channels between the two countries. We are, however, aware that during the festive season, once schools close, Zimbabwe parents resident in South Africa, especially on Zimbabwe exemption permits, ZEP, which do not allow for the inclusion of any dependents, invite their children to South Africa for the festive season. It is a requirement that minors travel with their guardians accompanied by supporting affidavits obtained from their consenting parents in line with agreed procedures. However, of late, the South African authorities are not accepting commissioned affidavits, preferring that minors and their guardians tender affidavits commissioned by local courts. However, Zimbabwe will remain committed to cooperating with our South African counterparts and the region to ensure that movement through our borders remains safe, orderly, and regular.
I think the lesson that I got from all of this is that mainstream media is forever pushing an agenda. Mainstream media Is for, and that was the one of the reasons why I stopped following SABC, ANCN, and all of that, because they are singing for their supper. They're always pushing an agenda, always supporting this faction and against that faction. You know, you saw how hard the mainstream media went up against Jacob Zuma. They did not give that man a chance. You know, and we say between Nkandla and Palapala, which one is worse? When you come to comparison the amounts, Nkandla pales in comparison with Palapala. And now they trying to push this narrative that Zimbabweans are careless, Zimbabweans don't care about their children. We need to deal with foreigners and undocumented foreigners and all of that. That's the agenda they're trying to push. Why? Because this agenda of one Africa, one land, they don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it. And the problem is, Aaron Mutole is trying by all means to change the Refugees Acts, the Foreign Acts, every act that has to do with people coming from outside. He's trying to change it so that they can kick our African brothers and sisters out of our country. That's what they are trying to do. Now, the Zimbabwean government is saying, listen, we did not have any 443 children that were sent back. Where are these children? Where are these buses? Now, it is clear that the South African government, South African Home Affairs, Border Patrol nonsense, need to say, listen, no, here's the video. Because there's cameras in the borders. I assume those cameras are working because you'll never know. Maybe they've got some fake cameras there. There are cameras there. You know, there are officials that went into those buses. There is someone that came up with that number 443 minors under the age of 8. Who counted them? Who counted this 443? So there should be evidence before you come and do this type of accusation. It's heartbreaking to hear such a thing, man. Zimbabwean people were like, oh my God, what is this now? Why is South Africa belittling us so much? Our intelligence. I mean, you are at a point where you ask yourself, do people care about their children? And remember, other people are not going to see this response from the Zimbabwe government saying, listen, we did not get any buses from the South African side being brought back to us. We did not see any 443 children. If you say you have seen these children, please send us the proof. We want to see what are you talking about, because we don't know what you are talking about. That is what is happening. Other people are going to continue with the first narrative that is the mainstream media is trying to push, is that Zimbabweans are careless with their children and everything. That's what they're going to do. So you guys go in the comment section and tell me, what do you think about all of this nonsense that happened? It's pure rubbish. It's wrong. Somebody must be held accountable for character defamation. You know, I don't know what type of law they've broken by lying like this, but there should be something that must be done, because it cannot go out without an apology or anything. It's wrong what the South African government did. Home Affairs, it's completely wrong. They came up with numbers of children, they came up with numbers of buses without any evidence to show us the African brothers in SADC. It's wrong. It's wrong. So you guys go in the comment section and tell me, what do you think must happen as a resolution to this type of accusation to my fellow Zimbabwean people. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Please, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the subscribe button, leave your thoughts on the comment section, click the like so that we can spread the video throughout everyone who've got the same interest as us, you know, algorithm in YouTube, how it works. So until we meet next time, don't forget to pray, and after you pray, stand up and do your best so that God can do the rest. I salute you. Peace in Pan-Africanism.